What's up, guys? Renat here, and you're watching MMA Fight. Finally, the wait is over. After more than a month without any UFC action, the promotion is back, and they're back with a brand new Paramount deal. We're kicking things off with a massive numbered card, UFC 324. In the main event, we've got Justin Gaethje taking on Paddy Pimblett for the interim lightweight belt. The co-main features Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong in a high-stakes title eliminator. Plus, we've got Allen versus Silva, Gaethje versus Puliayev, Acosta versus Lewis, and Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davison Figueiredo. The matchups were fire on paper, but how did they actually play out? Let's find out. Let's dive in. Adam Fugit versus Ty Miller. Adam Fugit is 37 years old with a 2-3 UFC record. He last fought in July, where he suffered a first-round loss to Islam Dulatov. His opponent today was the young prospect Ty Miller, who is 12 years younger at just 25. Miller only has 6 pro fights to his name. Right out of the gate, Miller started finding a home for his straights, doubling up or just firing the single lead hand. Fugit clearly struggled with the range, eating those shots throughout the round. As the minutes ticked by, Miller started putting more mustard on his strikes. He dropped Fugit with another clean straight, followed up with a barrage of shots, and the ref stepped in. There was only 1 second left on the clock in the first round. Ty Miller wins via TKO in round 1. Josh Highkid versus Denzel Freeman. Josh Highkid is a young heavyweight, only 28, and he's been on a roll. He made his debut back in November with a 1-minute knockout. Denzel Freeman also had one UFC win coming in, though his fight against Samaran Buyalo was a bit of a snooze fest. Highkid immediately stuffed a takedown and initiated the wrestling. For the remaining 3 minutes, he tenderized Freeman with body shots, rocking him several times, though he struggled to find the finishing blow. With seconds left on the clock, Highkid let a flurry fly. As Freeman backed up against the cage, Highkid literally flipped him off. Freeman sat down out of pure exhaustion/defeat, and the ref waved it off with 1 second left in the first. A bizarre stoppage, but that's 2 fights in a row ending at the 4:59 mark. And get this, it's the first time a fighter scored a knockout by flipping his opponent the bird. Hilarious. Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. Alex Perez missed weight by 2.5 pounds, 1.1 kilograms, and had to forfeit 25% of his purse. Things haven't been going great for him lately. Weight misses aside, he was riding a 2-fight skid with multiple cancellations. Charles Johnson, on the other hand, has been surging, coming in at 5-1 in his last 6, the exact opposite of Perez's recent run. Halfway through the first, Perez caught Johnson and dropped him into a heavy knockdown. Johnson managed to get back up, but ate a ton of damage on the feet. Perez stayed on him like glue until he dropped him a second time. The ref stepped in immediately, and rightfully so. Johnson was completely out of it. Even after the stoppage, he tried to shoot for a double leg on Perez. Alex Perez wins via first-round KO. Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. Last year, Nikita Krylov suffered 2 straight first-round KOs to Dominic Reyes and Bogdan Guskov. His opponent today was just as dangerous. Modestas Bukauskas came in on a 4-fight win streak, 3 of them finishes. In his last outing, Bukauskas finished Paul Craig with elbows on the ground. Round 1 was fairly even on the feet, though Nikita had the edge in the clinch. In the second, things heated up with some quick exchanges. By the third, Nikita's volume started to take over. He spent the 5-minute frame outstriking his opponent. With 7 seconds left in the fight, he landed a crisp jab followed by a massive overhand. Modestas went down, Nikita swarmed with the ground and pound, and that was it. Nikita Krylov wins by KO just seconds before the final horn. Atiba Gaethje versus Andre Puliayev. Atiba, the silent killer, has terrifying power and incredible athleticism. The 23-year-old Cameroonian debuted last year and already racked up 3 straight knockouts. Facing him was 28-year-old Andre Pulyayev in his 3rd UFC appearance, coming off a win against Nick Klein. In the first round, Gaethje dropped Andre with literally the first right hand he threw. Andre got back up quickly, but Gaethje dropped him again, easily securing the round. However, Gaethje struggled to track Andre down in the 3rd. Pulyayev's movement was on point, and he took the final round. The judges scored it 30-27 and 29-28 twice for Atiba. He takes it by unanimous decision. Umar Nurmagomedov vs. Deiveson Figueiredo. Back in October, Umar had a competitive but clear decision over Mario Bautista. Today, he faced former champ Deiveson Figueiredo, who missed weight and lost 25% of his purse. Round 1, Umar methodically outstruck the ex-champ and finished the round strong with some heavy ground and pound to go up 1-0. Round 2, Umar kept working the kicks and looked like the busier fighter. It was a tactical round without many danger moments. 2-0 Umar. Round 3, a couple of minutes in, Umar secured the takedown into closed guard and the Brazilian just couldn't get back up. Umar stayed busy with ground strikes for the final 3 minutes. Umar Nurmagomedov wins by unanimous decision, 30-27. Arnold Allen vs. Jean Silva. Arnold Allen is finally back after an 18-month injury layoff. The Brit is 11-2 in the UFC, with his only losses coming against elite competition like Holloway and Evlov. His opponent, Jean Silva, broke into the top 10 with 2 straight finishes before losing a title eliminator to Diego Lopes via a spinning elbow KO. Round 1, Allen looked sharp playing the counter-striker. Silva focused on the body while Allen headhunted. Silva pushed the pace late and landed a solid flurry to steal a very close round. Round 2, a total barn burner. Both guys were trading spinning elbows and head kicks with almost no breathing room. It was a gritty exchange, but Silva seemed to land the more impactful shots. Round 3, Silva turned it up to 11, peppering Allen from all angles and even mixing in some grappling. At one point, the Brazilian even jumped on Allen's back in a wild sequence. Jean Silva takes the unanimous decision, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. Natalia Silva vs. Rose Namajunas. Natalia Silva is currently the number 2 contender at flyweight, just 1 step away from a title shot against Valentina Shevchenko. She hasn't lost since 2018 and is 7-0 in the UFC. The veteran thug Rose sat at number 6, coming off a decision win. This was a razor-thin fight. Both had moments on the feet and in the wrestling transitions. However, Natalia Silva seemed to have the edge in at least 2 rounds. In the 3rd, she really pulled away, picking Rose apart from distance and outclassing her in the grappling. All 3 judges scored it 29-28 for Natalia Silva. She's likely next in line for Shevchenko. Waldo Cortez Acosta vs. Derek Lewis. Acosta has been incredibly active, fighting 5 times in 2025, with his last 2 fights just 3 weeks apart. Lewis fights less often, but was coming off a 35-second KO of Teixeira. Round 1 was honestly a snooze fest, just a few jabs from Acosta, and that's it. Round 2 started with Acosta catching Lewis with a count and jab, but the Black Beast seemed fine. A few moments later, it happened again. Acosta caught Lewis moving in, Lewis went down, and Acosta finished him off with some massive hammer fists. Waldo Cortez Acosta wins by KO in the 2nd. Co-main event, Sean O'Malley vs. Song Yadong. Former champ Sean O'Malley is looking to bounce back after his loss to Merab Dvalishvili. Song Yadong was coming off a win over Henry Cejudo after losing to Petr Yan. Round 1, Sean utilized his reach, picking Yadong apart with kicks and single shots. Good point fighting.
Yadong got a late takedown but didn't have time to do much with it. 1-0 Sean. Round 2. Yadong got the takedown earlier this time, worked the clinch, and landed a big hook when they separated. Sean couldn't quite catch up in the striking that round. 1-1. Round 3. The final frame was the least competitive. Sean completely dismantled Yadong from the outside. Sean O'Malley takes the decision victory.
Main event, Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. Justin Gaethje gets his second crack at an interim lightweight title. He's coming off a huge revenge win over Rafael Fiziev. His opponent, British star Paddy Pimblett, is 7-0 in the UFC and cracked the top 10 after TKOing Michael Chandler. Round 1, Paddy started fast, landing some crisp uppercuts, but that only fired Justin up. Gaethje pressured the Brit and dropped him, though he couldn't get the finish. They continued to trade, with Paddy actually landing more volume at times. 1-0 Gaethje. Round 2, it was neck and neck until the final minute when Gaethje unleashed a storm. It went to the ground where Justin landed some nasty elbows. Paddy was saved by the bell. 2-0 Gaethje. Round 3, surprisingly, Paddy came out looking way fresher. He landed some serious, significant strikes, while Gaethje seemed to take his foot off the gas. Paddy definitely took that one. 2-1. The championship rounds. Justin Gaethje beat the brakes off Paddy for almost the entire 5 minutes. Paddy was in survival mode, bloody, bruised, and swollen, but he showed incredible heart and recovery. 3-1 Gaethje. Round 5, Paddy came out swinging for the fences, trying to find a finish. He fought like a warrior, landing dangerous combos, but Justin isn't the type to back down. He stood his ground and traded right back. What an absolute war. Justin the Highlight Gaethje wins via unanimous decision, 48-47, 49-46, 49-46, to become the interim lightweight champion. He'll likely face Ilia Topuria later this summer. How'd you guys like the card? Let me know in the comments. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you soon, guys. Peace out.